Danny and Bree, we are here in downtown Canton. I want to let you know we just got out of a press conference about 20 minutes ago, and the Fulton County coroner, Steve Hines, did confirm with me the man that did pass during this explosion was Arturo Silva Jr. He is 38 of Mapleton, Illinois. All we know as of right now is that 48 buildings need few repairs, 6 need repairs, and 3 are a total loss. Last night when the explosion happened right after 5 o'clock, the city knew that they had to come together. And when they came together, it wasn't just this morning, it started last night. But when the sun rose this morning, they saw how their downtown square was hurt. The city of Canton stands in for the past 24 hours. At 4:10 Wednesday afternoon, Ameren responded to reports that a contractor had hit one of their gas lines. Ameren arrived on the scene to squeeze off the gas and was making repairs when a boom heard across 20 miles.
10 blocks away from here, and I heard the explosion in my house. I thought a tree had fallen in my yard. That's how loud it was even there.
Laying on the couch watching TV. I live right around the corner, and it rocked me like somebody hit my house with a truck. I jumped up and I looked out the window to see what was going on, and there was a big puff of smoke. It looked like a mushroom cloud.
And we actually thought it was a bomb that went off.
That thunder and smoke was a gas line exploding in the downtown square of Canton. 1 Ameren worker died, 11 others were injured. Police departments and first responders from around the area rushed to the scene to find the downtown in ruins. Business owners and employees jumped into action.
And me and another older gentleman, we directed ambulances to where they needed to go and helped resuscitate the best we could, and we all just kind of stood around in shock and awe.
Hundreds stood in shock after Wednesday night's explosion. Business owners and community members agree it's a blessing the explosion didn't happen earlier in the day.
I think everybody's thankful that, even though one fatality is horrible, but it could have been a lot worse. And so I think, like I said, buildings can be rebuilt, so I think we'll be good.
The downtown of Canton has many historic buildings, but members of the community have faith.
It'll be a long recovery for the next few weeks, and I know there's people out of jobs, there's a lot of other things, but I have a lot of faith in this community as far as people coming together and getting together and doing the right thing.
Now, as you can see here, we are still in the downtown square. They have just put up light fixtures for this evening. They're going to continue investigating through the night. Many officers still here, from state police to Fulton County to other counties around this area. When we were in the press conference, we were told from the mayor and the state representative of this area that they are extremely proud of this community and how much they have come together to be able to clean this all up. Lots of buildings need repairing. People were able to hear this big kaboom for over 20 miles outside of this area. Windows are boarded up here in here in downtown Canton, along with other buildings that are even 2 blocks off of the square. There's going to be another press conference tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We will bring you any updates happen overnight, even in the morning. But once again, I want to tell you the man who was killed in this explosion was Arturo Silva. He is 38 of Mapleton, Illinois. But that's it for right now. I'm in Canton. Any updates we will bring you on Facebook and Twitter. Just search News 3 WIU. Reporting in the downtown Canton Square, Emily Manley, News 3.
Now, Emily, you've been there in downtown Canton all day. Can you tell me what the mood has been like there?
Danny, I have to tell you, the neatest thing about this whole thing is their downtown square has tons of historic buildings, and a lot of it is ruined. But the community has kept the faith. They have come out here. There's tons of volunteers. They've brought food, water, anything to help anyone that is needed in this time. And they've come together. And the few people that I have talked to in this community have told me that this is not going to stop them. They are going to continue to rebuild. It's going to take months. It's not going to happen overnight, but they are going to do everything that they can to make sure that they are ready to go, especially during this holiday season coming up. But this community has great faith, and they tell me that they will rebuild with no problem. The city of Macomb is mourning after the loss of a city employee. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4.
On Monday, Fire Chief Andy Taylor was laid to rest after an apparent suicide on Thursday.
Taylor was the chief for 10 years and worked for Macomb Police Department for 20. 6-year-old Andy Taylor was found dead Thursday on the 300th block of University Drive. A passerby found Taylor and called police right before 4 p.m. Not long after police arrived, Mayor Mike Inman canceled Town and Gown. Inman told the media the event to kick off homecoming was canceled due to a city employee's death. 17 hours later, McDonough County Coroner released the name of the city employee at a press conference Friday morning.
Macomb City police officers were called to a wooded area near the 300 block of University Drive at 3:52 p.m. Thursday, September 29th, after a pedestrian walking in the area placed a call to McDonough County 911 reporting the discovery of an individual who was unresponsive. Upon arrival, officers discovered Macomb Fire Chief Andy Taylor, 46, who was pronounced dead at the scene by McDonough County Coroner Eric Jameson.
Inman went on to say that the city sends their prayers and support to Andy's wife, Margaret, and their sons, parents, and extended family.
Our fire department has lost a well-respected leader, and our community has lost a dedicated public servant and friend.
The city has shown their support by placing a memorial outside the firehouse. Fourth graders from nearby St. Paul Elementary, friends, and strangers have stopped by to show their support for the loved fire chief. Taylor graduated from Western in 2002 with a degree in law enforcement and justice administration. He was also an adjunct professor at Western, teaching in the LEJA school. Macomb Deputy Chief J.R. Hyde has been named the interim fire chief until the city can go through the hiring process for a new chief. Hyde joined the department in 1998 and was appointed deputy chief in 2009. The investigation into Taylor's death is still ongoing. An EF0 is the weakest tornado possible, but don't let that number fool you. It's destroyed houses, grain bins, and trees.
It looks like a tornado touchdown just off out here in the woods, and then traveled east and hit this house. It looks like EF0 to EF1 damage at this point. We got to go downstream and take a look and make sure that there's any more damage.
Daryl Eisenberg, his daughter, and his brother all live within a half mile. Of the three, his was the only one not affected.
Well, they said there was a warning, and we was watching it, and it got real quiet at the house after some hail, and then all of a sudden my daughter called me and said the tornado had hit here, which is only a half mile away. So
Eisenberg was relieved that when he got to his daughter's house, the only thing destroyed was a grain bin. But that wasn't the case nearly half a mile up the road. The residents of this home had their windows blown out and roof removed. The homeowners did not want to be on camera, but told me the husband was the only one home at the time. He grabbed a couple of water bottles and a banana and headed to the basement. A few minutes later, he heard the roof being torn off and the shattering of windows. He and his family are safe and are working to salvage what they can of their home. The Red Cross was in the area making sure this family and other residents were safe.
We're out doing our disaster response, checking on the people in the community and seeing if there's any help that we can do for them.
Eisenberg says the town was lucky because the tornado could have been much worse.
Well, of course, she was worried about somebody being hurt, but it turned out that nobody was hurt, or injured. And we got a lot of debris we've been cleaning up, but other than that, everything went pretty well, considering,
Cesar King explained that the National Weather Service determined it was a tornado, not just high winds.
With a tornado path, you're looking for a convergent pattern, so that the trees are going to be facing each other. In the downburst or a straight line wind damage, they're going to be spread out in opposite directions. So
now that the tornado has left its mark, families and people of the community are ready to help those in need.
The mud dries up so we can do something. I guess we'll start doing whatever we need to do to clean it up and make it look better, So right now it looks pretty crazy.
There's a grain bin that has to be cleaned up, and so the families and community will get together and work on that.
Awesome. Although people affected may have lost property, personal belongings, and even the roofs over their heads, the people of Maywood say they're grateful for their safety. No one was hurt because of the precautions they took after the warning was issued.